The transfer window deadline day can be tedious. The same thing being repeated over and over and over again. Well, I'm here on Forever United TV just to give you the news as it happens and what is happening. Detailed updates on everything going down on this crazy deadline day. Not as much crazy for United, but for other clubs. But United are involved with that because one of our players, Jadon Sancho, is heading across to the craziness, which is Chelsea. Well, according to reports, this is getting closer and closer. 2 offers on the table. Manchester United have to decide which one they prefer. On personal terms, according to Fabrizio Romano, are actually agreed on Jadon Sancho's side now with Chelsea, which was a bit of a stumbling block to fit into Chelsea's new wage structure that they have got going on. So everything is looking down the road of this deal happening. There are obviously some coming out and saying, and a couple of reporters saying that United are still happy to keep Jadon Sancho if this deal doesn't go down. So we're going to get into all of that, all the quotes, what everyone has said, and bring you fully up to date with where United are at on deadline day. Welcome along to the show, everybody. I'm Adam. This is Forever United TV. Straight to the point, straight to the news. No bull, no fluff. Just get right on with it and tell you exactly what is going on. Please give the video a like. 1,000 likes on this video. It is deadline day. The window is almost over, so I think we can celebrate that. And obviously make sure you subscribe so you miss out on no Manchester United free content constantly, daily. And you've seen what we did this morning. We were outside Carrington counting the cars that came in. Jadon Sancho was not there. Neither was Victor Lindelof. We've got an update on him as well in tonight's show. So please do make sure you subscribe to Forever United TV. Make sure you get your comments in the live chat. Let's get talking deadline day, what is going on, and everything that is actually happened so far. There's been a lot. There has been a lot. Even though nothing significant has really happened, we have to look at everything as a massive positive for United and what's happened so far today. It is a case of United standing the ground with Chelsea, not succumbing to crap bids from them. It has to work on their terms. And realistically, I like the look of the way that United are shaping up. Interesting what Ten Hag said in his press conference earlier on as well regarding Jadon Sancho, because he was obviously asked on that. What an inopportune time to get a press conference, deadline day, when you don't want to be asked any questions regarding awkward situations in the market. And you get it right on deadline day before the Liverpool game. Having lost your last game with deals still in the open, it's like, oh, God, you couldn't have put me in front of the media at a worse time right now. But yeah, Ten Hag has been there and he's done it. He's got it over the line and he can now concentrate on the season ahead. He doesn't have to say anything else to the media regarding any deals or anything like that. So, right, let's get into everything that is going on right now. Get into the live chat as well, guys. I'm reading up on everything that is going on. I'm also open to all of your comments on this show. We are going interactive. I've been doing most of the talking all day, so I'm going to be into the comments quite a bit. So get your opinions across and get your questions and whatnot. Anything you want me to answer questions on regarding what I know and what's happening. No one. And what the word from United is today, not much. Because no one's leaking anything. Now that may be a bit disappointing to some people, but really all United fans should be looking at that and going, it's about bleeding time. Like my brother messaged me earlier on and said, it's a crap deadline day, innit? I went, yeah, but that means that we're actually organised and we're not scrambling around for late deals, scraping the barrel for shit. So really, I look at it and I go, I'm not bothered if it isn't entertaining on deadline day. I actually like it. I actually love it. Step Davey says, hi Adam. It was me and my lad messaging you from Carrington Gate this morning. Would you have said hello when you were leaving? But you would have said hello when you were leaving, but we had just missed you. Nice car, by the way. Sorry, Step Davey there. Sometimes my dyslexia kicks in when I'm reading messages. I do apologise, but I got the message loud and clear. It was a pleasure, mate. Pleasure. And thank you also for coming and saying hello and giving us that information from the other side of Carrington's Gate. It was very helpful because we were seeing some players coming one side and you were seeing players coming in the other side. So if you haven't watched that video and wonder what I'm talking about, guys, go and watch the first video of the day. This morning we were live outside Carrington Gates watching players come in. We were on Sancho watch and we did not see him. And we got some stony sort of responses from a few of the players as well. Maybe they've been watching and seen me actually slagging them. I don't know. But anyway, why hasn't Agate been announced, says Emmanuel on the Super Chats. It was simply because, if you can see the message going across the bottom of your screen right now, we had to wait for Scott McTominay to be cleared and fully official before United could announce the deal. It all works in with PSR and balancing books and stuff like that. So no drama. Manchester United, we're never going to play Manuel Ugarte, is the word from Manchester United right now. They were never going to play him simply because he's had no game time because of Enrique isolating him out of the squad this pre-season. So we weren't going to throw him into the Lions' den, which was Liverpool at home. Even though he probably would have been ready to go himself, he isn't match fit, nowhere near match fit. He's going to go away with Uruguay, play the games on international duty, come back in September and be ready for the Southampton game. And that is probably decent for Manchester United, really. So hopefully he's ready to hit the ground running when he's announced for the Southampton game and the first game back after these next pointless international games that we've got coming up. Anyway, we're all here to talk the updates on Jadon Sancho, so I might as well just read right into what is actually going on. Your full updates as to where we are happening over the last hour, let's just say. Ben Jacobs has been out everywhere today. He's been all over TalkSport, been saying the same thing on several different broadcasters and different channels and everything. And it's been the same tone all the way through. Manchester United are happy for Jadon Sancho to stay if Chelsea don't meet their terms. Advanced talks continue, framed around an initial loan. The exact buy option is still being determined. That's where the problem is, obviously, in terms of delayed. Agate won't be registered. We said that earlier on. He won't be registered in time for the Liverpool game simply because we didn't get it done before the 12 p.m. deadline to register players. Talks between Manchester United and Chelsea on Sancho ongoing with a focus on a loan deal with an obligation to buy. Manchester United have deliberately avoided doing deals for senior players this summer that are temporary transfers. That's from Samuel Luckhurst. Fabrizio Romano has been talking regarding Jadon Sancho and the situation. Chelsea have presented 2 bids for Jadon Sancho. One proposal is loan with buy option clause. Number 2 is one with obligation to buy, of course, on different terms. It's up to Manchester United now. Fabrizio Romano has also said that Jadon Sancho has agreed personal terms with Chelsea, and that is all go now on that side of things. He is fully on board, and Sancho will be a Chelsea player if United give the green light. And that is pretty much where we're up to with Jadon Sancho. Obviously, there are plenty of people and journalists actually hedging their bets and saying, look, United are happy to keep Jadon Sancho. They can also back that up by saying that's exactly what Ten Hag said in his press conference today. We have a lot of games, the new structure of European football, everything like that. We need plenty of players and a deep squad. So, yeah, as far as I know, Jadon Sancho will be in my squad and back in training at Carrington tomorrow. Of course he's going to say that. Don't take in or look in anything into that. Ten Hag has to answer a question that way in front of the media just to appease everybody. And I feel like that is definitely why everybody is just saying right now and just playing it careful because, look, with Jadon Sancho, what have we seen so far this window? We've seen Jadon Sancho turning away from Dortmund. We've had other offers in. We've had PSG turning away from Jadon Sancho's deal. We've had Chelsea come in and just be a rumour to actually be in reality and looking like the best chance right now. To Juventus actually coming in and bidding and looking like, according to Italian sources, that deal being done. That's gone. So I think everybody's just done like, let's just see now. All we can do is read where we're up to and talk about the stages of this deal and who has said what right now. There is nothing concrete and this deal could go either way. Awkward if he stays, yes, because I don't think he gets game time. Better if he goes, yes, and go and fight for your place in that Chelsea side. I don't think he's going to... I mean, you look at what Chelsea have got. What have they got? Madueke, Felix, Palmer, Sterling, Mudryk. Who else have they got in there? They've got an abundance of wingers. Like, where does he fit in? Where does he fit in? I know Mudryk is a bit of an insult because he has been absolute dog shit. But still, you've got to say there are options there. Right, Step Davey says, I messaged you on Instagram, mate. You got a fair few new subs when people asked how I knew what players was coming next. I was filling everybody in on the players that were coming in. Like I said, I was live outside Carrington, and I think all of the fans that were waiting at the gate were just watching the show, according to Step Davey there. And because of our commentary, they knew who was coming up, and they were all ready for him. So, yeah, I appreciate that. That's cool, that, actually. I love that. Thank you for that, buddy. That was great this morning. Just something a little bit different. And that's what we like to do on the channel. Like, trust me, guys, when it comes to the season, if you are one of the new subscribers that's coming over the summer and you haven't seen what we do on match days, there is a link in the description for our watch-along channel as well. We do some watch-alongs. I go to the home games, as you know. We're thinking of doing some European stuff as well. And if anybody is at the Legends game next Saturday as well, I am there. So if you want to say hello, hit us up always and make sure that you are ready to go. Also, guys, if you want to be at the Tottenham game, our partners at Football Prizes are also offering chance to win 2 tickets to the Spurs game. So if you did want to be part of that, then go down into the description. In fact, what I'll do, I'll just drop it into the live chat right now for you guys to get your chance to win. The tickets are there. Click on that. The link is in the the live chat right now, guys. So go to it and get your chance to win tickets. You can also win a Kobe Mainoo signed shirt as well in the same draw, guys. So get onto that. Let's get them likes up near 300, please. We should be on a lot more. We've got well over 1,500 in the room with us right now. It is deadline day. We are going through everything that's going down. What do you guys make to Chukwuemeka and that video that we put out earlier on, that United were offered Chukwuemeka as a make-weight in the deal for Jadon Sancho? Quality young player. Never given the chance at Chelsea, like many others. And Sky have just come out before I've come on. I was just watching it, saying, look, United have explored the deal. And Damesh was saying, look, I just put it out there that United have made contact to see how this deal might work. Open to it. He fits the model. He fits the age and everything that United are looking for, and the signings that we've made, profile of player and everything like that. And they have explored it, and it may be something that pops up again by the end of tonight before the window shuts. So just keep an eye out for it. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, and neither is Sky, but United have definitely not taken anything off the table yet. You heard what Dan Ashworth said regarding Manchester United's deals today. It was quite funny in how open he was in talking about deadline day, how he was sat with Sir David Brailsford in the Europa League draw earlier on, and he was talking about Brailsford tapping him and giving him a nudge simply because his phone kept vibrating next to him. He said he had a few missed calls. He's got a red hotline at the moment, Dan Ashworth. There are a few deals that we're looking at, and let's see what happens by the end of the window. So a few deals and what they're looking into, yeah. But really, all we can do is go off the dead search right now. Rumours on deadline day are that they may come to something, but really we just bat them off because there's not a lot of time left in the window. What you have to say and what you have to look at are pretty much facts and done deals, and that is that Scott McTominay is a signed player for Napoli. He has passed medicals, signed his contract, full agreement in place. It is done. And then we're looking at, obviously, Agate to be announced off the back of that as well. Nubian is back in the charts. The legend that is the Noobmeister. Loving the show. Get the likes up with £100 super chats. Nubian, you absolute monster. You've absolutely smashed it this month, mate. Massive shout out to you. Quite fitting that you came in on deadline day, mate, actually. And gave me the chance to actually just say again, like, big shout out to you. Big up to you, Nubian. Thank you so much for all your donations this month. It has been absolutely epic. And hopefully we do bump into each other. Let us know if you get to any games or anything like that, buddy. I would gladly love to help you out in getting you over, getting you anything match day wise. And for anyone else who can help out with tickets when they come about. I know a few people, but I know it's not really affordable at the moment for a lot of people as well. So if anyone is interested, we're always open to try and help people out on match days as well, because we're there most of the time, guys. So that's what it's about. It's the community, and we help each other out. We talk football, we talk United, we talk transfers all summer, and the season really is about to kickstart once we come back from international break after the Liverpool game this weekend. Adam, are you not concerned about left back? There was talk about left back on the transfer show that I've just watched, actually, and United are comfortable with the fact that we've got Dalot and Mazraoui. That was the word coming out. No rush into buying someone that they can put proper research in and proper recruitment people into looking and scouting down for next summer. They're not going to rush it this summer simply because they don't have to. They feel like Mazraoui and Dalot are more than enough cover for both left and right. With Luke Shaw coming back in September, Malacia coming back in October. This is why United didn't even entertain the Chilwell bid. They weren't going to be forced into snap buys and panic buys this transfer window, Manchester United. So no left back It's completely off. You won't be getting anyone coming in the last few hours of the window. United are happy to wait it out with what we've got and are happy with the cover. It will be on the list for next summer, though, so we can start making up names and start talking through the season about who we might actually get back in, who we might get in. Sorry, not back in for next summer. So yeah, I feel like proper recruitment kicks in now. Now that we've cleared the decks and it looks like Jadon Sancho is going, we've got rid of quite a few other headaches and problematic players. We can now start properly researching and recruiting. So yes. How am I here live and I'm not at the other channel, mate? Fake me. So never mind that. I'm only here. This is the only one I do, mate. So yeah, don't worry about it. United social media team teasing with notifications today. Honestly, like, United's social media is not the place to be looking for updates on Manchester United transfers. You need to be all over social media. You need to be all over the likes of Romano and everything like that. Romano deal signed. There's a few, like I said, there's a few people actually in the chat there asking if I'm going to the Legends game. Yes, I am going to the Legends game. So if you want to come and say hello, make sure you hit us up. Come and say hi. We can organise something before the game, before we go in, or anything like that. We'll be there in plenty of time beforehand. Manchester United, this is another update from Fabrizio Romano on Jadon Sancho, by the way. Manchester United are insisting on their conditions to be met on a buy clause and salary coverage in order to give green light for Jadon Sancho to transfer to Chelsea. There is no agreement yet, says Fabrizio Romano. So, he said that personal terms are okay. United have got 2 offers on the table from Chelsea, and United have not agreed to any of these yet. The only things that are dead certs are Sancho has agreed and wants to go, and yeah, I've just been sent something that I thought was hilarious earlier on. I don't think Sky will show it back again, but there was that. If you've seen Cave reporting from outside of Stamford Bridge in the last hour, you'll know exactly what I mean. But there was a prankster behind him that came up with a fake pair of, let's just say, a fake pair of bollocks. And it was live on TV. So we've had the dildo 1 year on Sky. We've now got the matching bollocks. It's all jokes and banter. I'm sorry. It sounds a bit crude, doesn't it? But it was quite amusing. Just the shock, actually. If we sign Sterling, I'm finding a high thing to leap from, says DB Cooper. Look, I think Ben Jacobs has come out also and said, look, it would take something miraculous, something ridiculous now for Sterling to end up at Manchester United. It's never say never, I know that, but from what Ben is saying there, it definitely won't happen now. You don't expect to see Sterling at Manchester United, is the word coming out from pretty much every source now. So yeah, don't worry about it. If you're not a Sterling fan, then there's no need to worry. He won't be coming to Manchester United. Have a great weekend, mate. Thank you, DJ John. I'm hoping it is a good weekend because that means that we beat Liverpool. And that's what matters now. I cannot wait to get into football talk again. And actually not be worried about who we sign, who we're not signing. Yes. I can see everyone laughing at what happened on Sky. If you haven't seen, go on social media. Someone will have put a picture up of it. Trust me, it was like, what the hell? One of them moments. Funny. Cornish Maid, I know fans want the owners to listen to them, but if they did, we would only have 2 players left from the team from last season. No, fans just want the owners to have the club's interest at heart, and I fully think with what Ineos have done this summer, Cornish Maid, Melissa, that they have done. I think they have listened and they know where the fans are at. They know what is going on at this football club and they've sorted it. Super chat in from Simon Cowie. Thank you so much, mate. If we lose Sancho to Chelsea's, it will hire us. It will hire us because we only have 2 right wingers and 2 left wingers. And if Garnacho and Ahmad get injured, we will only have Antonet and Rashford. We will be screwed. Well, not really, because Xerxes plays both sides. Mason Mount can. I know that's a shout, but still. Stay with me. How many wingers do you need? We cannot keep going into a season thinking, oh, we need all these players because we might get injuries again. Look, go into the season with the players that you know are going to give you absolutely everything, and your plan of how you want to play with the players that you've got. And if injuries happen, you deal with them then. You cannot plan a season thinking of injuries. I just think it would be crazy to do that because you're never going to be settled. You're always going to be thinking, what if, rather than let's just go and do this. Deal with the situation as it happens is what I say. And I think United need to do that. And they can learn a lot from last season on that as well. Because we did have a strong team and we were missing, realistically, 2 key players in Shaw and Martinez, and they were the 2 main players that we were missing last season. We should have dealt with it better, and I just think that this season we are well equipped and we are miles better suited to what's to come if injuries do come around. Thanks for the super chat, Simon. People earlier on, they were saying that it's a bad thing that we're selling to a rival for Sancho. I've heard this before, and I think I did say something on this. Please forgive me if I've forgotten when it was. We've done a few shows today, so I think people moaning about Jadon Sancho going to a rival. Get a grip is all I'll say. I'm not saying that in an impolite way. You are completely welcome to your opinion, but we just need to deal with ourselves. We are not in a position to say we've got certain rivals here, there, and everywhere right now. If United start performing, then we create rivals because we're competing. When we're not competing, because we've got players that really don't work for us and are holding us back, then we can't even banter anybody. We can't even say that we are at that top level and we've got rivals. We've got rivals in history, but in terms of what we're actually producing on the pitch and where we are in the league, no, we haven't. We haven't got any. And let's be honest, I'm listening to Chelsea fans on the radio today, and they are spewing at the thought of Jadon Sancho going to Chelsea. They are like, what is going on? And honestly, it is like they don't want him. From what I've heard, there'll be some that are thinking that they can be the team that get the best out of Jadon Sancho. There are people within Chelsea's recruitment setup that are the ones that found Jadon Sancho or discovered him as a kid. And they feel like maybe with Maresca, who likes that type of player, and he wants to bring him in. And then the recruitment team and everything around Chelsea and the structure that they've got, it will suit Jadon Sancho better. And it was a good little bit of research and listen to what Ben Jacobs was saying about this earlier on. So credit to him for doing his research into why Chelsea might want this and why they think they might be able to get the best out of Jadon Sancho, because there are people there that actually know Jadon from a very, very young age, and they feel like they could probably get more out of Jadon Sancho than what Manchester United have, and even more so than what Borussia Dortmund have. Sancho is a snake 2.0, get out, says DJ John. That just completely shut my my little section down there, didn't it? Let's get into more of your chats. Louise is saying, I'm not sure there is a polite way to say get a grip. I just wish people were pushing this hard to get rid of Rashford, who is just as toxic, if not more, but is unsellable. I don't think he will be unsellable next year, Louise. Rashford is on people's list to go and is one of the players that people see as a problem at Manchester United. The only reason Rashford gets away with it is because he stayed quiet. He's not really done anything wrong off the pitch recently. And Jadon Sancho coming back has taken the limelight completely off him. When you've got a summer, like Rashford had a shocker last season, but when you walk into a summer when you're trying to deal with Greenwood and Sancho, then you are forgotten about, aren't you? And the meaning that in the terms of Marcus Rashford. The only reason that Rashford will come back into light and into conversation again and debate is his performances on the pitch. And this time around, he isn't going to get away with it, especially not with Ineos next season. Because, and I'm just saying that not off my own personal opinion. You all know how I feel about Rashford, but that's what the club are coming out with. Like next season, and the reports are, if he doesn't perform, he will be on that transfer list and he will be off skis out of Manchester United. That's what they're saying, and that is, I feel, their stance on every single player. And you can see it. There is going to be repercussions for underperforming players now under Ineos. And I think that is important, and that gives confidence to the fan base. 1,600 people in the room. Absolutely amazing numbers again today, people. Thank you so much. We have got just under 500 likes. Can we get them up, please? Give the video a like. Let's get up to now 600, I think is doable. And make sure you have subscribed as well, which many of you have done on this stream alone already. And if you are new, welcome along to Forever United TV. I'm Adam. We are breaking down at, 7 o'clock now, with 4 hours left of the transfer window. What is going on with Manchester United? Quite a lot in the Jadon Sancho department. Not a lot in the Victor Lindelof. Now, he was another player I didn't see roll up to Carrington this morning. There were a few blacked out window cars, as there usually is. You know, these snazzy cars. I mean, they must have watched about bleeding £4 million worth of cars driving to Carrington this morning. But I didn't see Lindelof. Someone might have. He might have been brought in one of the people carriers that were blacked out. There were a few players getting chauffeured in as well. Probably Rashford because he's banned. But I didn't see Lindelof. Word is he hasn't been interested in anyone's offer to him, and he's just going to see out his contract at United. Basically, Lindelof has decided he wants to take a year out of football and sit on the bench at Manchester United because that's what he will be doing. So, actually, let me just double check. I just had a message come through now. Our mate down the road saw Lindelof leave. Right, okay, so Lindelof was there then. Oh, well, that explains a lot at least anyway. We have got a poll going up right now, and that poll is Sancho deadline day scenario. Loan with obligation to buy, loan with option to buy, permanent sale, stays at United. They're your options. 4 to vote on. We've had over 300 votes in the first 2 minutes. Amazing. Get voting now and try and tell me where you think that Jadon Sancho is going to end up by the end of tonight. 1 minute past 11, where will Jadon Sancho be? 50% of you are saying loan with obligation to buy. They're confident that Ineos and our men in charge at United right now are going to get their way, and we are going to be getting Brewsters for Jadon Sancho. May not be this summer, but definitely next summer. And you know what? I'm actually quite happy about that because right now, what the hell are we going to spend that money on? And you know by the time that next summer transfer window comes around and that money's coming in from the obligation, then you know that that's going to go straight in to the pockets of the men that are spending it and investing it back into Manchester United, not just the Glazers. Because let's be honest, Manchester United didn't have a lot to spend this summer, and we've over £100 million worth of players sold so far this summer. It's just gone straight back into buying players because we spent over £200 million on players when Agate is officially announced. So good business, and a lot of business done that we didn't expect to be done as well, which is a massive plus point for United. Imagine what this lot can do when they've actually got real money in their hands and the players that we can bring in. And right now, I know from this moment, the Dan Ashworths of this world, the Wilcoxes, the Christopher Vivels, we've seen all of them this morning. That was good to see. All of them people and characters, they're going to be already out after this deadline finishes, organising next season's transfer window already. And that's something that United, and we know this for certain, have not been doing. They can say they've been doing it, but it's been done shit. Let's be honest. And it hasn't been done the way that United, or you would expect a club like United to operate. So really, I look at it and I say, this is definitely a plus that we can now look forward to next summer with even more confidence than what we've actually got through watching Manchester United operate this transfer window. So really happy that, and I hope that Christopher Vivell stays. Because that Kune deal that's come through, the Obi Martin one, and things like this. And people forget, like Manchester United, I've got 4 or 5 young quality players waiting for their chance this season as well. You only have to look at what the progress report and everything is on Kune and what his production plan is and things like that. And his, what did they call them now? God, the development plan. That's what Vivell is organising at United. Like him coming through, that's another holding midfielder. So more competition there. You've got obviously Collier there as well, who can play that role as well. So United might not actually go out and buy another one next summer. United might actually go out and say, you know what? Let's just get what we need in other areas. We're all right in midfield. And I think that is important to remember as well. And I do believe that United will actually look at the players this summer. Look at the players this season, i.e. the young players we've just been talking about, and actually make a decision on what we buy next summer because of these players. You only have to look at the likes of not wanting to buy number 8 because of Mainu. Forwards, when you've got Ahmad and Garnacho coming through that we don't need to buy. We've got Xerxes now who can play anywhere across the front 4, including 10, 9, and both left and right wing. So all of that in, and you just hope that Ten Hag can get the most out of these players now this season, and then we can actually look at that transfer window next summer and go, we don't actually need to buy them. We could actually go out and get a player for this position because we really need to invest. I expect United to invest a lot in a left-back and a centre-back next summer, simply because I think moves will be made in that department for moving players on. We know that Maguire and Lindelof are both leaving. Maguire, like I said, Lindelof, I've not got a problem with Maguire, even though he sort of blanked me this morning. I didn't know, to be honest, all the players do that anyway. They just drive in because they're on a time schedule. But I'm surprised. Josh and Kaz actually said this morning, well, you did shout slabhead to his car. I didn't even realise I shouted slabhead when Maguire drove past. I was like, did I say that? Just how the name has got in my head with Maguire. I was actually saying, yo, slabhead. I'm just like wondering why he didn't let on. Yes, people, you know who think Sancho makes Chelsea stronger. And yes, he's purposely done it for clips. Right, yeah, Graham backing up there. The argument saying that Sancho would make Chelsea stronger. Don't make me laugh. God, honestly, like all of the wingers at Chelsea right now, apart from Mudryk, I feel are better than Jadon Sancho. I include Raheem Sterling in that as well. So can you imagine they get him and then Sterling somehow manages to get his way back into the squad? Because Sterling right now is in no man's land. He has got no club really because Chelsea are not going to play him. But yeah, sorry, I was just going back to what United are going to invest in. Like Victor Lindelof is going to sit out the season doing nothing because he's sixth choice centre-back. Johnny Evans is ahead of him. And I never get my head around that decision. Leave the club next summer, Victor, if you want to. Good luck getting any game time this summer. Even when you're at the depths of Carabao Cup crap games against Barnsley, I still don't see Victor Lindelof starting that game. And if you can't start that one, then you know you've made the wrong decision. But really, it just shows where he's head at. He's chasing the money, and he wants that big Bosman ruling sign-on fee and everything next summer to set himself up and his family. Look, it's a short career. Players have got to do what they have to support their families and everything like that. So, really, are we surprised? No, we're not. Lots of players do it, and we just have to accept that that's the way that footballers are looking at the moment. I mean, Ivan Toney to Saudi Pro League, what a waste. What an absolute waste. But he's chasing the money. He's absolutely chasing the money. I think Ivan Toney's been watching that, but he, what's the name? Oh, for God's sake. I forgot the name of the bleeding presenter that BBC just got rid of. Oh, why's his name left me? This happens to me all the time, this. The controversial sacking of... I can't think of his name. For God's sake, someone will come up and say it in a minute. I feel like that Ace Ventura moment, and his name is... I can't think of it. Jermaine Janus, that is the one. Remember the video that he did? Chasing the coin. Coin. That's Ivan Toney right now. He's been watching social media clips from Jermaine Janus. And he's chasing the money. Like, honestly, the wages that are being reported for Osimhen and Ivan Toney over in the Saudi Pro League, holy crap. I'm not surprised. Osimhen, really, I'm a bit disappointed. But still, no, I'll never get my head around it. I will. I think it's a waste of career, personally. But he's chasing the money. He wants to look after his family. And Toney, he's one of them. He's getting too old. Like, he was just unfortunate that he was on his championship wages at Brentford, and all the time he has performed through his career, he was still on championship wages, and he hasn't got a renewed contract at Brentford. He's waiting it out, and now instead of looking at football, he's actually having to chase his dream of earning the big money that he thinks he's deserved, but in a crap football league. Christopher Huber says, I love to now calling everyone stupid over the criticism of Rashford. Here's a shovel. Keep digging. Eric, you may find a tactics manual. You might find a tactics manual in that hole. I don't understand how Ten Hag can actually... I mean, he's got to defend his players, to be honest. He has to defend his players, and he's not going to allow any pundit. He's done it with Jamie Carragher before as well, so I'm not surprised Ten Hag was sticking up for Marcus Rashford. I'm not surprised he was... He's going to do it for any players, so, yeah. Right, okay, let's get up with the headlines and see where we're actually at. See what is going on. Let's keep you updated as we are live. Let's get into what's going down. Is anything interesting? Sekou Koune is officially at Manchester United. That is a here we go done. Pictures now all over social media, sat next to Jason Wilcox. That's who I've seen driving. That was Koune driving in this morning. I knew I recognised the face from pictures recently. I was trying to picture it. I'm just like, yeah, that's him. That's who was in that pickup. But yes, Koune is official. We're expecting Manuel Ugarte news to drop very soon as well. Sekou Koune signs for Manchester United. United first scouted him at Under-17s World Cup last year, and the scout was sent to watch him in the Under-18s tournament in Morocco in April. Scouts recommended United sign him after the tournament performances. Koune will go into the academy squad. I love that. Koune only turned 18 in February and will initially be supported by the United Academy in order to give him time to settle into life in Manchester. Job done. Official. Koune is a red. Koune! Oh, we've missed that chant, haven't we? Is he going to live up to the name? Well, it's not his name, but still. It sounds good, doesn't it, singing that again? But another holding midfielder signed in by Manchester United. So, effectively, this could be two. Yeah. Temporary transfers this summer and initial loan could see Sancho salary covered in full by Chelsea. So, yeah, in the last 15 minutes, Luckhurst has come out again and said an initial loan could see Sancho's salary covered in full by Chelsea. This is the thing that I think, you know what, in terms of temporary deals, I think United, and we said this earlier on the mid-afternoon show, and I said you have to look at the Jadon Sancho situation now as in three parts to getting the deal agreed, and that would be his wages fully being covered, a loan fee which United wanted, and an obligation to buy. If you get two of them covered, I think United make it happen. So I feel like even if it's an option, and you may shout me down for this, a lot of people on social media have been saying, look, it's got to be an obligation. If it's an option to buy at the end, but you get a decent loan fee, and Jadon Sancho's wages are covered, then really, what's a decent loan fee? About 10 million. That means that you've got 20 million out of Jadon Sancho the last two seasons with the loan from Dortmund and the loan to Chelsea. And his wages are not going to cost you anything this year. So effectively, you are gaining, for PSR purposes, approximately 23 million for Jadon Sancho with his wages covered and the 10 million. It may even be more than 10 million loan fee. But that's how I think United will look at it. And then they'll go again next summer. Right, can we just cut our losses and sell him for about 20 million? See you later, someone's bound to take him. And then you look at what United have earned for Jadon Sancho over the time he's been at the club. And you've had, what, 10 million of Dortmund, 10 million of Chelsea. You sell him next summer for 20 million cheap. You got 40 million for him over his time here. And you haven't paid his wages for the last 2 years of his contract. That's how you've got to look at it in football terms as well. There are other options out there, not necessarily the clear and obvious ones where you just want a player gone and you want money for him. It doesn't always work like that. You have to be creative and you have to be a little bit more out of thinking in terms of outside the box. And I think that's what United have got within the structure right now. And you've got people that are like, right, we can't get this deal done. So we're not just going to stick around with a player and have him sulking and stinking up the place all season. We're going to get this deal done because we still get money and it still benefits us. And we've still got an option again to go again the next summer. Omar Barada will look at this and go, if I can't get the deal I want now, then we'll just wait it out and we'll get that next summer. But we'll still get rid of the player and make sure he's not costing us anything and put a little bit of money in our back pocket at the same time. This is what you've got now within a structure. Football structures deliberate and debate and come to a decision on numerous deals. It's like organising a loan. How many times have you heard Manchester United actually have like options, like sell-on options from players over the last few years? Every single player that United have sold this summer has got a sell-on clause. You've already seen Facundo Palestre scoring on his debut for Panathinaikos, so he has got a huge sell-on clause. Willy Cambuella was talk of the town after his debut alongside Eric Bailly, of all people, for Villarreal. All of these deals that are going on, you've already seen what's happened with Mason Greenwood and his start to time in Marseille. So everyone that we've got massive sell-on clauses with, all young players, all under the age of 24, these players are, these like 40 and 50% sell-ons, then you're looking at Manchester United's new football structure actually implementing this and looking after United's into the future and many a transfer windows to come, because you can only see it. It's like, for instance, now Newcastle have just bid 35 million for Anthony Elanga. It's been rejected by Forest. If United had been clever enough to have installed a sell-on clause for Elanga, like we sold him for 15 million 1 year at Forest, and he's now gone up to 35 million. This just goes to show what clever football business can do. And I'm not saying, look, he's done well at Forest at that level. He wasn't Manchester United level, I didn't think. And it doesn't matter what people say. And you know what? Scott McTominay will probably go over to Napoli. He's got no European football. He's got plenty of time to work on the training ground with Antonio Conte in between games. And he will probably become a better player because someone is going to spend time with him and put the effort in. And that will only help United. If in fact he does end up moving on, or Napoli end up selling him, then United are obviously in a good position then to capitalise on that as well. It's all about the structure. It's all about everything that is put in place for these deals, not just the necessaries, what we see up front. Let's get into the chat and let's see what's happening. So who dropped the ball with giving up Angel Gomez? So with no sell-on or backup stupidly. Well, that was the old regime, mates, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Good example. Garnacho is our best winger, right or left? He is right now, I agree. I think Ahmad is pushing him close, though. People still asking about Erik ten Hag's style of play after hearing him say he wanted to keep McTominay. He's not looking to play football in midfield. Look, Ten Hag's explanation of McTominay is right. Like, he was stuck like McTominay's a top guy. And that goes a long way within a dressing room and a coach. When you've got players that will do anything for you, then you're obviously going to love them players as a coach. But Scott McTominay, and the explanation as to why he was sold for Ten Hag was we had 3 options at number 10 and we didn't have any options at 6. So we had to go for Agate and sell McTominay. He's right. Because effectively McTominay can only play further up the pitch. He can't play 8, he can't play 6. He's an impact sub off the bench. Whereas now you've got Mount and you've got Bruno. But worst case scenario as well, you've got Xerxes, you've got Ahmad who can also play that role. So we've got plenty at 10. And that's pretty much where Scott was. He was just an option off the bench. And he was surplus to requirements no matter what you say in the first team. If you want to build a style of football and you have to get rid of one of your impact squad players to make that plan come to life and get the player you need to actually be controlling games like Ten Hag wants to, then you have to make that sacrifice no matter how much you love the player or what he's brought. And he did bring a lot last season, Scott McTominay. But credit to him, and I hope he does absolutely. I think he smashes it over in Italy. I do. I think he's got the right mentality. He's the right professionalism. And I think Conte is going to love McTominay because he is going to run through brick walls for him. And that's the type of player that Conte wants. So, yeah, I think great move for Scott. United got a good deal. As we reported yesterday, it is going to go up to 30 million for Scott McTominay on performance-based bonuses and things like that. So, yeah, really positive, really positive. So Erik ten Hag insists Arne Slot has an easier task at Liverpool than he had at United when he took over ahead of the first Premier League meeting between the Dutch managers. Plenty of talk going on. Every one of our players looks like he's been called up for international duty as well. So, yeah, just going through some more extra details. 1 million it is for Kune. Good deal there. That could be definitely something that United really tap into. A great move from the club. Interesting news and update from the Telegraph right now. Manchester United discussed taking Choupo-Moting during negotiations with Chelsea for Sancho. His chances of leaving are very low, to be seen if United opt to revive their interest in the player next year. So again, United are very specific and very organised in what they actually want and who they want in this transfer window. And I think they've done it right. I think they have done a good job. And I do think that United are in a very good position going into this season. I'll keep saying it. I'll keep banging that drum. I will. It'll be really interesting what happens tonight. So just to round everything up and let you guys know where we're at. Manchester United right now are in communication with Chelsea. There's 2 offers on the table. Sancho is happy to go. No decision yet from United. We've got an option to buy and an obligation to buy loan offer from Chelsea on the table, according to Fabrizio Romano. That's where we're at with Jadon Sancho. United mulling over. They want the deal to be on their terms, though. So we'll have to wait and see. There is a good chance that Jadon Sancho stays, and there's a good chance that he goes. We have had a poll running to the end. Well over 1,000 votes on that. Thank you, everyone. Sancho, deadline day scenario. Loan with obligation to buy is winning it at 46%. Loan with option to buy is at 4%. Permanent sale, 40%. Stays at United, 9%. We're going to end that poll right there. Guys, in the live chat right now is the opportunity for you guys to win tickets, hospitality tickets to United v Spurs coming up in the next home game after Liverpool. This weekend. Grab your tickets now. Simple and easy. Click on the link and give yourself the chance of winning the prize. As you can see there on the screen right now. Draw will be on Monday, and all ticket holders, anyone who has bought a ticket, will be notified via email. So please do get onto that. I'm doing a bit of an extra giveaway on this one over the weekend on Sunday. After the Liverpool game, we're going to have a late night show. Hopefully we're going to get Jay on after the Liverpool game later on, after we've done all of our content outside Old Trafford at the game. So make sure you're tuned in for this weekend. I'm going to give this a little bit of an extra competition adding to it on Sunday. So go get your tickets now on that one. And then obviously we'll be doing more on Sunday with this as well. But yeah, that is everything done. Super chats, new members, current members, mods, fantastic so far. I may be back later. I'll decide what to do as everything conspires and everything unravels within the transfer window. We've got a lot to catch up on in the morning as well. But yeah, that is it for now, guys. Stay tuned for anything coming up. Make sure you've subscribed to Forever United TV. Make sure you've hit that bell notification button so you're notified when I do go live with the updates and content that's going down with United right now. We're almost at 700 live likes. We only need 32, so give the video a like on your way out as well, people. And I will see you all later on if anything breaks. We've got plenty of content coming your way. It's all important that you have them notifications on now. And that's us, everybody. Well, not the window that we thought it was going to be going off the last couple of weeks, but when you're organised and you've got a football structure, maybe the crazy deadline day windows of the past of Manchester United are over. We will see. Let's see what tonight brings. Cheers, everyone.